Afternoon, my fellow human beings. Why am I online? A complicated discussion. For the moment, I'm online in regards to our Earth, us problems, I would say. It's always been that way. I have a thing about Earth, etc., but there's some us stuff going on as well. Where do I start? I was born in New Zealand, Kiwi by birth. Came over here in my teenage years, a bit wild, all that sort of stuff. Good. I was a good kid. I ran amok. I was lost. I couldn't find my way. I've got labels, this, that, bipolar, whatever. It's all we can do all that stuff. It's another day stuff. But these days I reside in Melbourne, Australia. So both places are very multicultural. That's the nature of the game in this part of the world. It's the way it is, and I like that. I've always liked that since I was a little kid. I was out there being me. I was quiet as a kid, so I was more of a observer back then. So I was observing the adults and what's going on, the world, nature. I lived near the ocean, climbing trees, all that stuff. It was just fascinating to me. So yeah, I was out there, and the multicultural part of it was I saw it from very young that I thought it was a good thing because I only had two TVs and little Kiwi shutting down at midnight and all that sort of stuff, and but I saw enough. And National Geographic, I was reading a lot of that sort of stuff. I saw enough to know that there's a bigger world out there beyond my little corner of the world, and that for me, I'm talking when I was just walking sort of years. I don't know why, but I can remember stuff. And I'm forgetful in other ways. Go figure. But yeah, multicultural. I touched base on an older chat that I may or may not leave. Chat one, actually, a very old chat. Someone dead at me in a hospital, blah, 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 blah. But long story short, the multicultural side of things, love it. It works. We went beyond our localised borders, our democracies, our constitutions, all this sort of stuff years ago, decades, longer. It's just we're a global community now. So we're multicultural. Yeah, we have different parts of the world where it's more this or more that, but at the end of the day, it all has to work together or it's not going to work at all. So we're in a bit of a double-edged sword sort of situation. What works at the moment may be a bit of a problem in the future if we don't find workable middle grounds, places where we can come together as a global community, keep it working, whatever our objective is, keep it working, keep going forward, get all the stuff done. I'll do the factory chat another day, but get it all done. Moving forward, we can go off and do this and do that, and we discuss what's appropriate. Can I have 10 houses or my living space? Whatever. Can I go on a holiday? Am I working on a holiday to earn my way? It's just bigger picture stuff. There's lots of chats, lots of stuff involved, but I see it right now. It's happening. I don't know what other people see, but I see it. There's a shift happening in the here, in the now, on a global level. It's not, I don't think we realise we're a subspecies of mammal. Okay, we reside on a finite in nature planet. It's just, it's pretty fundamental stuff. We can do a lot of things with science, with spirituality, that this and that and everything else, and it's complicated. Lots of discussions, lots of middle grounds, lots of communication, lots of everything. Um, the spiritual side of things, we'll go there another day. But for today, there's something else on my mind. Um, no, no, I'll stay with the spiritual side of things. Weddings, funerals, history in the family. There is spiritual stuff there, churches, that sort of thing. Sunday school sort of stuff, a couple of times. It wasn't really pushed on me, that sort of stuff. So I've sort of dealt with that side of the world from my view, that sort of thing. But the way I see it these days is I'm aware that subspecies mammal, all that sort of stuff, and science and finance, that's that. And within myself, I've come to a place where I'm like I see myself as a spiritual human being. I, many would probably say that I pray my own way. I've actually done Bible studies, and I did all right too until me, but I did well. Got involved in nurseries and greenhouses and community vegetable stuff. We could But anyway, yeah, I'm a spiritual human being. I pray in my own way, and I try to live life based on I feel that I'm aware of my own choices, and if I'm going to make my own choices that I'll thought through, then I have to bear the consequences, sort of thing. And I'm quite happy to be judged for that in the next life, if that's how it, I hope, turns out to be. But in the meantime, I live on a finite nature planet, and we've got some problems. Um, and we have to address it as a global community. Okay, so what's the time? Um, a lot of reasons. Human mind. I'm not a scientist. Any of that sort of stuff. I've done studies, conservation, everything, but I won't go over 20 minutes talking about things. Excuse my hands, moving my hands. I just do that when I get. And I'm calm. But I'm like a bull in a china shop sort of thing. I'll just steam train right through. You put me in a room full of people. I'll sit down and let's talk. So let's do this. Let's not muck around. Let's do it, sort of thing. But that's not what this is about. This is about common grounds. I'm a bit concerned about some certain things that are going on and scenarios in the world at the moment. I mean, what's another one? And trust me, I'm gonna have a go at everything. It's weird, my mind. You give me if anything. I'm on the go while I'm watching TV. I'm listening to the radio while I'm writing, while I'm typing. It's just I don't know. And in amongst all that, my brain will sort of take what it feels it wants to absorb, and then I'll go and assess it, and I'll work and find the angles, and it's just I don't know. It'd be fascinating. I wouldn't mind understanding it myself, like getting the scan and just figure out what's going on in there. And my memory's a bit dodgy now because I've really taken some knocks to the head over the years. I won't talk about the young stuff, and I wasn't bad, but I wasn't scared of getting involved either. I did all the security. I understand all that stuff, but it's just never interested me. If anything, I was the one that had little chats with the bullies that bullied other people. People didn't see it. I was a bit secretive, with everybody saw me as very quiet. But certain people knew not to fire me up and I'm not a fighter, as in I don't fight. I'll be the one to break up the fight. But yeah, okay. One more, delicate. And I know personal faith, us working together, that's delicate. This is, it's in a way just as delicate. Let's say I walk into, and I excuse the eyes, my mind's just, when I'm focused, I'm focused. When I'm away, I'm away. But that's choice, sort of thing. I walk into I used to do the nightclub thing when I was younger. Lots of people everywhere. I've been in lots of crowds, all that sort of stuff, concerts. I walk in with a knife. and I get upset. Something upsets me. And I decide to use that knife. How much damage could I potentially do before basically a heap of folk jump on me and sort me out? As in, sort me out. I got a knife. Sort me out. I walk into that same nightclub with a high-powered weapon. A high-powered weapon. How much damage? And I'm a big boy, I'm 6'5", I'm nearly 60 now, I hobble around, but if you get my energies fired up, I'll move, and I'll move very fast. Damage could I potentially do, even crowded around me? I've done the defence of all that, even with people all around me, how much damage could I potentially do before a handful of people manage to get a hold of me and pummel me to wherever, because done deal, I did the wrong thing, sort me out sort of thing. But seriously, think about it. These sorts of things need to be addressed. We're in a very delicate situation. If we're not a cohesive, functioning, global community very near into the future, it's coming apart. I hate to say it. And there's so many things we already have to factor in. I'll do the one child, one adult, two children, two adults. There's so many angles. I don't think people realise that there's easier ways for us to do things. We've just done things the wrong way, to us and me. And I don't say these things lightly because the environment I'm in, not out here. This is just, I've been through the hard stuff. If I get the knocks, whatever. But I'm talking here to understand where I'm at online. It's delicate. But I'm not. I'm going to go there. And this weekend, we'll do the date stuff when I do the post this thing. But this weekend is more of a where am I at for next weekend? And for my weekend, most people will look at it and think, whoa, Dion's asking for trouble. But I was asking for that trouble a dozen years ago when I found that trouble. It's just, and I'm talking polite, calm, a dozen years later sort of trouble. I feel that our children, and that, not I'm going there, but why I'm online in the bigger scheme of things for me, for my personal journey in life, I don't actually represent us. None of us. I care about us. I want us all to be happy and healthy and love our family and everything. But how many decades have we had? I'm a consumer, I admit that. I was born a consumer. How many decades have we had to rein it in? I mean, rein it in and get it done. We think we're not involved with the earth stuff. With and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, I don't think we understand time. I've stood next to trees that are like, I'm a baby. We don't, and on an evolutionary scale, we're very young. It's almost like we're not evolved enough. I'm not saying anything here, nothing, because we're in space. We're doing all sorts. It's amazing, but we just got a bit of a. I think we got a bit ahead of ourselves in regards to how quickly we allowed the technology, everything to be there, and why we allowed it to be there. And I'm talking about our objectives and where we're heading as a global community. Um, I'll leave it there. I could talk a lot more. I haven't got my reading glasses on, so I can't see nothing. 14 minutes. I'll leave it there. Um, Regards, Dion. Peace to you and all, including all future loved ones as yet to come.